Spending 2.5 months behind bars hasn't stopped the rumor mill from churning out news stories about P. Diddy. The latest, that the disgraced music icon is responsible for actor Jamie Foxx's mysterious hospitalization last year.
The rumors and conspiracy theories have been going round and round for well over a year now, and finally, we're getting the truth.
Jamie Foxx opening up about the medical episode that nearly took his life.
Jamie Foxx dropped some bombshell news about how Diddy attempted to unalive him last year, and guys, what he had to say was pretty shocking. And get this, after he recovered, Jamie was so pissed that he went to the FBI and started spilling things about Diddy. Rumor has it that Jamie gave the feds so much damning evidence against Diddy that the dude will never be a free man for the rest of his life. So y'all join me today as we look into what really happened between Jamie Foxx and Diddy to make Diddy want to unalive him.
See the whole thing. Jamie Foxx has no memory of 20 days of his life. For the first time, he opens up about the stroke that put him in the hospital as part of a new comedy special. He takes the audience on the emotional and somehow wildly funny roller coaster that was his recent health troubles, and through it all, he says he never lost his sense of humor.
Sue, last year, news broke that Jamie Foxx was rushed to the hospital for what was described as a medical complication. Fans were understandably worried, and the lack of concrete updates only added fuel to the fire. At first, his family kept things incredibly hush-hush. All we knew was that he was in the hospital for weeks. Even his close friends in the industry didn't seem to know the full story, and that's when the rumors started flying. Was it a stroke? A heart attack? Something else entirely? What made it even more mysterious was the conflicting information coming from different sources. One day, you'd hear he was on the mend. The next, whispers suggested it was more serious than anyone was letting on. Now fast forward to today, and Jamie is back in the spotlight with a Netflix special that seems to address some of the speculation. While the special was primarily a comedy show, Jamie didn't shy away from referencing the incident. However, multiple who were at the live taping of the show have now come out to say that what Jamie really said about his shocking incident wasn't what was aired on Netflix. 3 people in particular who were at the show said that Jamie talked about Diddy's involvement in his unaliving attempt. Y'all, according to Choke No Joke, a videographer, producer, and director who was at 2 of the shows that Jamie Foxx did, Jamie had a lot to say, especially about Diddy. Choke alleged that Jamie categorically said that Diddy was responsible for his unaliving attempt. Choke went on further to claim that Jamie admitted that he was the one who went to the FBI and told them about Diddy. Now, at the time when Choke made his claims, he added that he was unsure whether Jamie's claims would ever make the final edit of his special. Now, the point was brought up that since it was a comedy show, Jamie Foxx might have been just making a joke, but Choke did not believe that what Jamie said was a joke. According to him, Jamie was being completely serious. Y'all can determine was he joking or not when you see the show, because to me, I'm a new comedian, right? I know when somebody's setting up a punchline, and I know when you're serious, Choke continued and said. After Jamie Foxx said Diddy did something to me, he said, and I'm the one who called the feds on him. He disappeared, right? He out now, soon as Puff went to jail, right? We see him at the game with Jerry Jones, right? We haven't seen him. As soon as Puff went to jail, Jamie Foxx was at the goddamn Dallas football game, right? And now he just went and shot his special. And who's the special strongly based around? Diddy. Now, Choke wasn't the only one to make bold claims about Diddy being involved in Jamie's failed unliving. Celebrity security guard Big Homie CC also alleged in an interview with Cam Capone News that he knew Diddy was the one who tried to unalive Jamie. When asked by Page 6 how he knew this, Big Homie said that Jamie himself said it while on stage. On top of that, media outlet Media Takeout published an article confirming that Jamie Foxx uttered the words confirming Diddy was behind his poisoning. And according to Media Takeout, Jamie wasn't making a joke when was calling out Diddy. Apparently, when Jamie first told the crowd what happened, people started laughing, but then Jamie looked at directly a fan and gave them a look reiterating his seriousness. Now, Jamie didn't elaborate why Diddy would want to unalive him, but it must have been something big, because the two had been extremely close friends for a long time, y'all.
Well, I hang with P. Diddy, a lot, man. Sean, Puffy Combs. And we hang out, man. I mean, we party. I call him Black Gatsby.
Jamie even joked during his special about how things started getting weird between him and Diddy whenever they hung out. The internet said Puffy was trying to unalive me. That's what the internet was saying. I know what you thinking, Diddy? Hell no, I left them parties early. I was out by 9, something don't look right, it's slippery in here. Your life doesn't flash before your face. It was kind of oddly peaceful. I saw the tunnel. I didn't see the light. I was in that tunnel though. It was hot in that tunnel. Am I going to the wrong place in this mother? He said, adding, because I looked at the end of the tunnel and I thought I saw the devil, like, come on. Or is that Puffy? Now, this wouldn't be the first time Diddy has been accused of trying to unalive someone, let alone a friend of his. Most infamously, Diddy tried to end Kid Cudi when Kid Cudi had a thing going on with Cassie. Diddy sent people to set Kid Cudi's car ablaze. Luckily enough, Kid Cudi wasn't in his car. But that's just one example. Recently got accused of dangling a lady off the balcony from the 17th floor of Cassie's apartment. Y'all, according to the lawsuit filed against Diddy by fashion designer Brianna Bongalan, Diddy in 2016 dangled her from the side of a building. According to the lawsuit, the incident happened on September 26, 2016, right after a Diddy freak-off party had just ended. Apparently, Brianna and Diddy's then-girlfriend Cassie were sleeping in the same bedroom at Cassie's apartment when an enraged Diddy showed up and violently started pounding at the door non-stop. Amongst all the commotion, Brianna asked Cassie to go and hide in the bathroom before Diddy could knock down the door. Diddy managed to get into the apartment and Brianna ran onto the balcony to try and hide from him. It's alleged that Diddy followed Brianna to the balcony and charged at her. Brianna tried to fight of Diddy, but he overpowered her and grabbed her, assaulting her in the process. Now here is where things get extremely horrific. Diddy then allegedly lifted Brianna by her armpits and dangled her from the balcony, which was on the 17th floor, by the way, and started yelling at her. According to the lawsuit, at this point, Cassie heard the commotion in the balcony and came out to try and intervene. At this point, it seems Diddy recognized that the amount of people witnessing his assault was a lot more than he had initially thought and quickly pulled back Brianna from the balcony, but he didn't release her just yet. Diddy then proceeded to slam Brianna onto the patio furniture. Now, this isn't the first time this incident has been brought up against Diddy. You see, when Cassie filed her lawsuit against Diddy, there was a section in the lawsuit that described this very exact incident to the letter. But Cassie didn't mention the name of the person who got dangled from the balcony. Now Diddy, through his legal team, strongly denies all the claims that Brianna has brought up against Diddy, and have said that for a while now, Brianna has wanted to sue Diddy, but there is no truth to her allegations. On the other hand, Brianna's lawyers strongly disagree, writing in her lawsuit, the only purpose of dangling someone over a balcony is to actually unalive them, or to intentionally terrorize them and rob them of any concept of dominion over their own bodily autonomy and safety. It should be no surprise that is exactly what happened to Ms. Bongalan. By the way, these are just recent high-profile examples. I haven't even talked about Diddy from back in the day. Like his incident in 1999. You see, back then Diddy allegedly made Jenny carry for him an illegal weapon into a club in New York on the night they got arrested, allegedly. While in the club, Diddy got into an altercation and ended up using the weapon that he made Jenny carry for him, and 3 people ended up getting seriously injured. Lopez and Diddy then fled the club and ended up in a police chase through New York that ended up with them getting arrested, and police found a stolen weapon in their car. By this time, a run-in with the police was something new and uncharacteristic for Jennifer, but not for Diddy. So when the press heard of this, they went nuts.
The reason Miss Lopez was dismissed is because if you or I went into a car and sat in the back seat and a was found in the front, our cases would be dismissed.
I want to say to you all face to face, I had nothing to do with a shooting that night in a nightclub, nor did Jennifer.
Still, the tabloids kicked into overdrive.
There were guns, there was a shooting, there was a car chase, and Jennifer Lopez was prominently part of this picture. And she suddenly looked like a gangsta.
She wasn't in trouble for anything, but you couldn't get away from the media coverage.
Anyway, Jenny didn't stay in jail for long after her arrest. Within less than an hour of her arrest, all charges against her were dropped. Diddy, on the other hand, had a lot to answer for. On top of the charges he was already facing, prosecutors alleged that he tried to bribe his driver to take the fall for the weapon in exchange for $50,000. When the case went to trial, Diddy was acquitted of all charges, but one of his associates, who was with him that night, ended up going to prison for 9 years. Now, Natanya Rubin, one of the people who got injured at the club incident, wasn't particularly happy about Diddy getting acquitted. According to Natanya, she saw Diddy pull out the weapon and use it on her face. But when she told people back then, no one believed her. But according to a recent lawsuit, Diddy bragged afterwards that he actually did what Natanya had been accusing him of.
When you were in prison and you'd see that J-Lo broke up with P. Diddy, you would laugh at that. That's, in other words, it's very disrespectful.
It's very disrespectful.
Made him look bad?
Made him look like a
right.
If he go around, he promoted her, he helped her, he took us to a certain level, he gave her that ghetto credibility, and he was like telling her, he believed in her, he told her she can do it. And you know, from the rings, from the chains.
Now back to Jamie Foxx's incident. We might never know why Diddy allegedly attempted to unalive Jamie, but one thing that there isn't a doubt in anyone's mind right now after hearing all these stories, Diddy is definitely capable of what he is rumored to have done. Anyways, What do y'all think about the rumored claims about what Jamie said? Why do you think Diddy tried to unalive him? Let me know your opinions in the comments down below. But don't go anywhere because Diddy's legal troubles are just starting and a lot is about to come out about him.